Hi everybody. Let us discuss about the polarography. The proportionality between the polarographic wave current and the concentration of electroactive species constitutes the polarographic waves is the basic principle of polarography, and the experimental setup of polarography is
Kejadian Fupagra. ఇప్పుడే నా చేతులు నొస్తులంటే ఇంకా నువ్వు
is the experimental setup of polarography, and this polarography consists of a dropping mercury electrodes. Is dropping mercury electrodes. This dropping mercury electrodes is the important setup of polarography, and this dropping mercury electrode DME dropping mercury electrode is acts as a cathode, and it also works as indicator electrode or working electrode. Here dropping mercury electrode consists of a thin capillary having a diameter of 0.04 to 0.06 mm of size capillary, and this capillary is attached to the mercury reservoir through rubber tubing. With this, the height of the mercury reservoir can be adjusted, and from mercury reservoir the mercury drops will be forms and fall into the polarographic cell. Through capillary, and the time taken for the formation of this mercury drop and fall into the polarographic cell is called drop time. Time taken for the formation of a drop and fall into the polarographic cell is called drop time. That is denoted by the T. And here around 4 to 6 seconds is used for the formation of drop and fall into the mercury, that is polarographic cell. Next, saturated calomel electrodes, and this saturated calomel electrode is works as a reference electrode in polarography. Next, polarographic cell. Polarographic cell, and this polarographic cell consists of a small glass vessel, and it is fitted with a nitrogen gas inlet and outlet, and a dropping mercury electrode and a reference electrode. This polarographic cell consists of nitrogen gas inlet and outlet, dropping mercury electrode and saturated calomel electrodes, and both the ends of the electrodes are attached to the battery through galvanometer. And here galvanometer is used for the measuring the strength of the current, and here shunt is used for the measuring the sensitivity of the galvanometer. And here we can apply the different potentials by changing the sliding contact C along the potentiometer YEF. And here and this polarographic cell consists of a electroactive species of concentration 0.001 m. These cadmium ions are acting as a electroactive species, and for this we are taking the supporting electrolyte as 0.1 m KCl solution, and this supporting electrolyte does not involve in the charge transfer reaction. Only the electroactive species of cadmium plus 2 ions are involved in the charge transfer reaction. And here in this polarographic cell, if we are arranged in this way, in this polarographic cell some of the oxygen will be present, and to remove that dissolved oxygen in this solution, to remove this dissolved oxygen in the polarographic cell, here the inert gas, that N2 gas we are passing with this, the dissolved oxygen will be removed by saturated with the nitrogen gas. With this, the dissolved oxygen is removed. If, for example, if we are not removing this oxygen, dissolved oxygen in polarographic cell, due to this dissolved oxygen, two polarographic waves are produced. One wave is producing at, that is the extra polarographic waves are produced in the polarography, that is one wave is of producing at 0.5 volts, and another polarographic wave is at 0.6 volt to minus 1.2 volts, and these two extra polarographic waves are producing due to presence of this dissolved oxygen. That's why we are removing this dissolved oxygen by passing the nitrogen gas. Next, this is about the experimental setup of polarography. Now I am discussing about the functioning of polarography. Functioning. Of or working of functioning of polarography. And in this, variable voltage is applied across the cell with a sliding contact C. For this, we are measuring the how much current is passing to the polarography. By applied voltage, we are measuring the current. By this, we are plotting a graph between applied voltage or potential, applied potential, and y-axis measured current values. And this is initially the 0. Here the potential value will be low. Once we are applying the voltage to the cell, there is no flow of current until at a particular of applied voltage, because here no dissociation of this electroactive species is taking place until a particular applied voltage. After that, in this reaction, by applying applied voltage, the cadmium ions undergo dissociation of like this, cadmium plus 2, by gaining of 2 electrons converting into cadmium. This cadmium ion dissociation starts at a particular applied voltage value. At that time, the flow of current in the will be more. Flow of current will be increases until total electroactive species dissociated. After the complete dissociation of this electroactive species at a particular voltage, after that voltage, there is no flow of current in the polarographic cell. With this, we are getting a curve like this, and I am giving this my A to B, C and D, and here this A to B, no flow of current by applied voltage. This current is called residual current. Residual current means there is no flow of current up to B by the very applied potential value, because no dissociation of electroactive species takes place up to B. Then after that, the flow of current will be moved by the dissociation of electroactive species, and from C to D there is no flow of current, and this is called limiting current. Limiting current. And the difference of limiting current and residual current is called as diffusion current, ID. Difference between limiting current and residual current, difference is called as ID. That is what? Diffusion current. Diffusion current. And here between the potential at which polarigraphic current is equal to the 1/2 of diffusion current is called half wave potential. This is half wave potential. Half wave potential. There is half wave potential is E of is equal to ID by 2. What is that? Half wave potential nothing but potential at which the polarigraphic wave current is equal to the half of diffusion current. ID by 2, that is half of diffusion current is half wave potential. The graph drawn between applied current potential and the current is called a polarogram. The graph drawn between current and applied potential is called polarogram. Let us discuss about the Ilkovic equation. Ilkovic equation for maximum current. Only the equation is given. That is what the Ilkovic equation for the maximum current is. That is ID maximum is equal to 706 NCS m to the power of 2 by 3 t power 1 by 6 and d power 1 by 2. Where ID is maximum diffusion current, N is number of electrons, C is concentration of bulk solution, M is flow rate, T is drop time, D is diffusion coefficient. Diffusion coefficient. Next, say Ilkovic equation for the average current. Ilkovic equation for average current. That is ID average is equal to 607 NCS m to the power of 2 by 3 t power 1 by 6 then d power 1 by 2. This is the Ilkovic equation for the average current. Same, this is the average diffusion current, Number of electrons, C is the concentration of bulk solution, M is the flow rate, and D is the drop time, and D is diffusion coefficient. And here, already we know that this is the total terms. This D is diffusion coefficient. What is my diffusion coefficient? The quantity of solute diffusing per second across a surface area of 1 centimeter under a potential gradient of 1 unity. Now, consequences of Ilkovic equation. Consequences of Ilkovic equation. The first consequence of Ilkovic equation is dependence of diffusion current on concentration of substance at constant height of mercury head. The first consequence of Ilkovic equation is dependence of diffusion current on concentration of electroactive species, that is substance at a constant height of mercury head. That is Ilkovic equation for the maximum current ID is equal to 706 NCS m to the power of 2 by 3 at T power 1 by 6 and D power 1 by 2. From this equation, this ID is equal to 706 N m to the power of 2 by 3 T power 1 by 6 D power 1 by 2 into, I am writing now, CS. From this total I am taking as a constant K. This ID is equal to K into CS. If we remove this equality, we have adding the proportionality ratio CS. This is what we get. The ID is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution. Means at a constant height of mercury head, the diffusion current is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution. By plotting a graph between these two, and diffusion current, as increasing the concentration of the solution, the diffusion current increases. With this, we are getting a drop like this. A line passing to the origin, we are getting this slope is K. Slope of this is K. And at a constant height of mercury head, diffusion current is directly proportional to the concentration of the electroactive species. The next consequence of Ilkovic equation is the second consequence. Dependence of diffusion current. Dependence of diffusion current on height of mercury head. The second consequence of this Ilkovic equation, dependence of diffusion current on height of mercury head. If height of the mercury head is changes, the flow rate and drop time simultaneously changes. Means the flow rate is directly proportional to the height of the mercury head, because if we are changing the height of the mercury head, if you are changing the height of the mercury head, the flow rate will be increases. As the flow rate is increasing, the time taken for the formation of mercury drop is decreases. Means with the height of the mercury head, flow rate is directly proportional and drop time is inversely proportional to the height of the mercury edge, because by changing the height of the mercury edge, flow rate is increases. As the flow rate is increasing, the time taken for the formation of mercury drop is decreases. That's why with the height of the mercury head, drop time will be inversely proportional to the height of the mercury head. From this, m is equal to, I am putting a different constant, that is a k1 of h. Here t is equal to k double dash of 1 by h. I am taking this m by of 2 by 3, nothing but k dash h of 2 by 3, and here t of 1 by 6 I am taking here k double dash 1 by h of 1 by 6. Here m 2 by 3 is equal to k dash of 2 by 3 into h of 2 by 3. Here t 1 by 6 is equal to k double dash of 1 by 6, and here I am writing h is 1 by h power 1 by 6, nothing but minus 1 by 6. Taking into numerator. From this, I am multiplying these two equations, m power 2 by 3 into t power 1 by 6 is equal to k dash of 2 by 3 into h of 2 by 3, and this k double dash of 1 by 6 into h power minus 1 by 6. From this, k dash 2 by 3, I am taking constant into one side, double dash of 1 by 6 is equal to h power 2 by 3 into h power minus 1 by 6. I am taking these two constants again as k triple dash, replacing these two constants with another constant, and here h power, this bases are same, the powers will be added, that is h power 2 by 3 minus 1 by 6, nothing but k triple dash is equal to h power, by taking the LCM of the we are getting h is equal to 1 by 2. From this, m by m of 2 by 3 t 1 by 6 is equal to k triple dash of h power 1 by 2, nothing but k triple dash is equal to, I am writing root h. Since we have the formula for the maximum diffusion current ID is directly proportional to the m to the power of 2 by 3 t power 1 by 6, which is this ID is equal to, I am substituting this m by 2 by 3 t power 1 by 6 as ID. From this equation, this ID is equal to k triple dash of root h. This ID is directly proportional to the root h we get. Means by plotting a graph between diffusion current, root h, this is ID, we get a graph like this. Means diffusion current is directly proportional to the square root of height of the mercury h.